Not yet. Now we are.
What?
Should be.
Okay.
Now it is.
Okay. Yeah, it is streaming live on YouTube. Yay.
Woo! Hey,
Woo!
YouTubers.
Yay.
Other advertisers. This program is sponsored by Manuchehri.
Welcome to the Manuchehri Show, where energy and medicine meet. I will be your host for the next hour. I have over 19 years of healthcare experience and began my career as an energy medicine practitioner while working as an oncology nurse at a Seattle area hospital. My skill in moving energy combined with my medical background have been a catalyst for change in many people's lives. I hope the next hour will be transformative for you as well.
Good morning and welcome to the Manuchehri Show. It's a very gorgeous, highly rainy day in the Northwest. In fact, when I get off the air, I got to run outside and get all those cushions into the garage because they're getting kind of soggy out there.
So we talked about this last night, Marie. And if you had the thought, you should probably
I did have the thought.
Uh-huh.
I did.
See, that's the best opportunity.
I had the thought, but you know what? I was just too tired. I was like, I'm like, I was tired. I spread some bark yesterday, which wasn't like a huge job, but I also worked my normal job and,
You had a busy post Mother's Day week. I hope it was good for you last Sunday.
Mother's Day was amazing.
Nice.
I can't really go into all the details because we cheated a little.
But you had a good time. It's all about mommies.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
I washed too many dishes. Hint, hint,
what?
hint, hint.
Yeah. Oh, right. I see what you did there.
I washed way too many dishes, but I did spread it over a couple of days.
Good.
I rested. Yeah. Did you have a good Mother's Day?
Yeah, we did. I took the boys, mom. Well, we got some dinner. We actually did some to go, and then we were going to go to a state park. And unfortunately, it was just so busy and people weren't.
Right.
Yeah. And so we literally turned around and it was, we just were really kind of frustrated and a little upset at the same time because people just were not adhering to the social distancing order. And it was just like, come on, like, I understand it's day for mom, but everyone, not even close. Not even like half a foot in some, and it's just, it was a little frustrating, but so we ended up just rolling back to her place and we actually had dinner in the back of the truck.
I love it.
Like, cause that's kind of what we're doing these days.
I heard, some neighbors are having happy hour in their driveways. I think my neighbors need to do that soon. I'm ready for a happy hour in the driveway. So
or like coffee dates or anything like that.
Coffee date sounds great too. I like it. Yeah, sounds great. Yeah.
Exactly. All right,
so we're taking.
I don't lose them. Yes, go ahead.
We're taking people's calls today. We're not interviewing. I loved our interview last week. That was really fun with Tisha Morris. Tisha Morris, thank you. In fact, I'm going to interview her again. I really enjoyed what she had to say. Easy tips. I went and got a plant for my wealth area.
The back left, right? Back left.
Back left. Yes, you got the bottom.
I was listening. I was paying attention. I got it.
Yeah, so she did great. So I'll definitely have her back on the show. And we'll be making a commercial for it. But the amazing power of what if cards arrived yesterday. We'll be putting it on the website today so you can purchase them. Some people have already decided to call so they can purchase them. So here's like one of them. Here's one of the cards. Has my artwork on the back.
There you go. Get them a little closer so everyone can see that. Because there we go. Not too close. I have to back it up just a little bit. There we go. Right there. Perfect.
Yeah. So here's one of them. This is just maybe one you could use for the day. What if I see myself as the universe sees me and I'm pure magic?
Oof. Loving it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. All right. So we're taking calls today?
Yep, we are. And if you'd like to join us, it's an open call-in show day for the Marie Manuchehri Show. 877-825-8828 is the number. 877-825-8828. And we'll start things out with Mary calling in from the Bothell area. Hi, Mary.
Hi. Thank you very much for taking my call.
Of course, Mary. What can I do for you? And we live in the same town.
We do. I'm on the north end.
Okay. So the north end would be more like...
almost Mill Creek.
Yeah, Mill Creek. I'm on the south. I'm on the Kirkland side.
Okay.
Yeah. But hey.
So we're both experiencing the same downpour.
Yeah, I know. Could you please come and take my cushions off of the outdoor patio and put them in the garage for me? What can I do for you today?
Well, my legs and ankles have been swelling.
Ooh,
and they have been for some time, and it seems to be getting worse. I had talked to my naturopath about it, but I had other health issues that were more of a priority, so we got to those. And so I just want to know what you see because they are getting worse. So now, like, I'm starting to wear support stockings.
Good.
I'd like to kind of rule out that it's not a heart and that I should really get somewhere ASAP.
Well, I mean, I think it's just wise when you're starting to have edema in your lower extremities. It is wise to go to not the hospital right now, unless you feel comfortable with your hospital.
And that's why I'm calling, because if I go somewhere, do I wait or shall I just get going somewhere?
Well, how about a clinic? So you have a naturopath. Do you have a regular MD too?
I don't.
Yeah. So here's what I would do. Let me see. I'm just looking at it because I did draw a line from your heart chakra. So that means you do have some leaking of energy in that vortex that could be related to the swelling that you're noticing in your lower extremities, but it could also be your lymphatic system. It doesn't necessarily have to be
I'm
cardiac.
having such a hard time hearing you. It's not the lymphatic?
No, I'm saying that it could be your lymphatic system. Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Did we get you? Yeah, we're still there. Mm-hmm.
Okay. She said she was having a hard time hearing me. Can you hear me now, Mary?
It's about the same volume. I'll
bring you
listening.
up. I'll bring you up. I got you.
Okay. All right. He's taking care of you. So of course, as a nurse, I want you to go have your cardiac stuff, taken care of. But I do think this is more of a lymph node situation, honestly. And remember, I said the heart chakra, you do have a pass through, meaning that you do have
a what in the heart chakra?
A pass through. You don't have an official leak, but energy is moving in and then it's moving out. It's not holding in your heart chakra, and the heart chakra governs the flow of your lymph nodes. So I think this is more lymphatic, but I do want you to, when you feel comfortable, I want you to go into a clinic, not necessarily the hospital, but so start looking around for a doctor that you would like to have. How does that sound? Because it's good to have both conventional and non-conventional practitioners, but I don't want you going into a hospital right now. I don't even really want you to go into the clinic.
But maybe just checking out, finding an MD.
Yeah, let's find an MD, and then maybe in a couple weeks, right? Mosey on in there. If you have you tried elevating your lower extremities?
For me to be doing?
Did you elevate your lower extremities? Did you notice any improvement when you do that?
It helps some, yes. But it's still, I still have swelling. So
yeah, you have swelling. Yeah, I think it's lymphatic. You can try some cucumber juice too. Hello, I know.
She mentioned some cucumber juice, I think, maybe. Have you done that before?
Cucumber juice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it detoxifies the lymphatic system. So I would go ahead and start drinking, do your own juicing. If it's organic, you can keep the skin on. If not, peel the cucumbers and then juice them. And that could be a good indicator, like, oh, after doing this for a few days, do you notice a change in the lymphatic movement?
Okay.
Okay.
Lovely. Okay. Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. Keep me posted.
Yeah, thanks, Mary, for joining us from Bothell, and give us a heads up here in a couple of weeks and see if that works out for you. That'd be cool to know.
I want to know. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. All right, 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. That's the number. Open phone call-in show day, I should say. And we'll take now Carrie calling in from Hawaii.
Ooh. Hawaii. I wish I were in Hawaii.
It's morning for sure there.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. What island do you live on?
I'm sorry, what?
What island?
Oh, I'm on Oahu.
Oh, I love Oahu, actually, because there's nightlife. You can go out to dinner at 10 o'clock at night. It's wonderful. Or you used to be able to. Okay, so what can I do for you?
Okay, so like I was telling Betty, I'm going through like a life change. I'm going through a divorce. And I am older, I'm yeah. So I mean, I've actually stayed longer than I need to, and I listened to you a few weeks ago, and you were saying when your right side is like painful or something, it's because you're not really living your full life, and I think that is what exactly is happening to me.
So what do you mean you're older, and why does that matter?
Well, because I just feel so guilty. I stayed in this marriage to raise the two children. One is special needs. One is on his own living in California and is doing fine. And so, and then, I help take care of my parents. And so, I'm ready to like move on, live my life.
Then go, fly the coop, go.
Yeah, I am, but it's just really stressful, like everything. Like I've been in this house for over 25 years. My husband doesn't want the divorce. He's denying everything.
Divorce isn't, lots of therapists say it's like a death. There's grieving that goes along with a marriage when it, dissipates, especially long-term marriages. Do you like the house? Can you keep it, or do you need to sell it so you can split the assets?
It's going to be a battle. Like I'm going to mediation at the end of the month.
So here's what I'm recommending. Don't go to mediation. Do you have a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, so don't go to mediation because you're too nice. You're going to agree to too much stuff. You're going to overcompromise and you're not going to get what you want. I want you to have your own attorney. I want you to go through the legal route. Mediate in our state. I don't think Hawaii's like this, but in Washington, if you don't actually come to an agreement within a year, you have to go to mediation. And if you don't, finalize the divorce through that, then you have to go to trial. And trial costs at least $30,000. So most people mediate in Washington state. At the end, not now. Don't do it now.
Okay, but it's been over a year.
Really?
It's been going for years. Yeah, it's been going on for a while. And this is not the first time I've asked for a divorce. So it's not like
Well, you don't have to ask for a divorce. You get to have a divorce.
Right.
He doesn't get to tell you what you get to do. You get to have a divorce. You don't live in New York or some Texas or weird states that have very complicated laws. If you want a divorce, he doesn't have to agree. He doesn't have to understand. That doesn't matter. You just can go get a divorce. You're being too nice.
Well, he's being really mean, right? But
who cares? Good. Great.
But it's just hard, and no.
So I want you to listen to what I have to say. And I know we keep breaking up today. Our connection's a little weird, I think. Is that you're being too nice. Don't mediate the divorce. In my opinion, you're going to overcompromise. Listen to the law. Follow your lawyer's recommendation without mediation. Let's ask that question. You're wanting this thing to be fair. You want him to understand. You want him to be okay. And that's not going to happen. And you have to stop doing that. That's why you stayed married so long, because you were trying to make everything okay. That's what wasted your energy and your time. You have to stop this pattern at some point. And now would be the best time to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Yay! Yeah. Good job. Good job. Okay.
All right. I'm doing good.
All right,
Carrie. All right. Okay.
You can do it, Carrie. You can do it.
You can
totally do it. 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. Should we take one more before our first break?
I just want to say one thing, and then I'd love to take the next call.
Yeah.
People who are really nice, like this last caller from Hawaii, she's a really nice person. She's not going to rip off her husband. She's not going to be unfair to him. She's not going to be, she's not going to take advantage of him, but she has to also make sure that it's fair for her. And that's the part that was lacking. And he was just doing everything to take advantage of her so that she would compromise and give him things that they need to split.
Right.
That's why I encouraged her to listen to an attorney and not wait for him to be okay, because he's never going to be okay with it.
Right.
It's never going to happen.
There you go. Good advice. Right. Good advice.
Who do we have?
We'll take now Patrick calling from Austin area. Hey, Patrick. Oh. Hello.
Hello, Marie.
Hi, Patrick. How are you?
Good. I wanted to ask about my brother, Tim, who lives in Tacoma and on the Olympic Peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
He has a unusual form of cancer, pancreatic cancer. It's sort of a slow-growing pancreatic cancer, and he's just found out a couple of years ago. He's been doing some treatment, and the last report was that everything's, it hasn't progressed. It stayed about the same. So
that's good. That's really great.
Is there any information you can give me about him? I was going to call him later. So
yeah, and I'm sorry that you're far away from your brother right now, and I'm sorry that he's dealing with a challenging disease. Pancreatic cancer is a hard one to cure in modern medicine. It's not easy. From an energetic perspective, and I'm also glad his is slow growing. That's wonderful. From an energetic perspective, pancreatic cancer is interesting enough, kind of similar along the lines with our last phone call. It's about being too nice to others and not owning your own power. So everyone I know who has had pancreatic cancer was too nice and kind of in denial and doing things that weren't in their best interest and over compromising for others. Does that make sense regarding Tim?
But he has a background in AA and also sort of a conservative Christian orientation. And I don't know if that's part of his, being nice. He is about the nicest person you'd want to meet.
Yeah, right. I do think that when we have conservative religious beliefs, although I love how nice people who live in that kind of belief system are, they're so kind, but they are too kind typically. And they're trying to save people too. They're so worried about people burning in hell, that they're working so hard trying to convince people to have a different belief system or become born again because they feel guilty and they feel responsible for humanity. That's a huge pressure to have on oneself. So I think this does tie to my perception of pancreatic cancer. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to woo him away from the cross, so to speak.
No. I mean, we communicate a little bit, but I don't really try to change people's beliefs.
Yeah, of course.
What I believe myself, I guess.
The boundary line on the boundary.
Yeah, which is good for the relationship. So I would first of all, I just want to say he's very fortunate that he's lived as long as he has. It's a great sign. It means that his body is adapting to the disease and the treatments he's receiving are working and he's not progressing. Most people die within a year of diagnosis or less of pancreatic cancer. So he's really lucky. He's doing fabulous. I do know a couple people actually who have survived the disease and lived years and years and years. But only 2 out of the many that I've seen and treated. So I would just continue to give him lots of love and continue to think positive things for him because I think he's doing great.
I do too. Yeah, I just wanted to get and any information you can give me about myself.
Just try not to worry about Tim right now. I know it's really hard. I couldn't imagine if I had a sibling that had a serious ailment, it would be challenging for me. And not all my siblings lay on my table, by the way. We have different belief systems too. So just send him happy energy, continue to have that feeling how blessed and lucky he is, because he truly is. This is great. This is wonderful. And
he
also
has a positive attitude.
But I want you to have a positive attitude. And I also want you to think of yourself as a good brother, because you are a good brother. You're a very good brother.
Okay, I accept your description.
Yay! And I'll be sending love to Tim and energy as well, straight to his pancreas.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a beautiful day.
Yeah, thanks, Patrick, for joining us from Austin, Texas. It is, and I mean, it's kind of like a viral thing as far as even what we're doing with now. Even positive attitude can be shared and pushed through. That's pretty much.
You know what, Benny? It's so interesting because I'm teaching a lot of online classes right now. And I think the people who are taking these courses and other courses around the world are just super smart, because it's an opportunity to be in high vibration. You're hanging out with happy people. You're spending an hour a week or whatever it is that you're doing to learn new things and to feel great during this very challenging historical time globally for the world. Exactly. I come off of those classes just higher than a kite, having a beautiful, wonderful time. And I just thank everyone for wanting to participate in these phenomenal, fun moments together that we're sharing high energy.
I think it's great. And you need to participate now. That's all the listeners out there. 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We have a couple lines open if you'd like to join us for today. First break coming up right now. We'll be right back with more from Marie. Okay. All clear.
I like that song. Yeah.
Turn it up.
Standing in the city, I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug.
Okay, good. Thanks, Vinny. That was great. A little workout.
And you're like, that's enough.
A little workout in my chair.
Yeah.
You know? So Charles is just sitting over here. He was at doggy daycare yesterday. Are you tuckered, baby boy? Don't you want to come say hi? Charles, don't you want to come say hi? He's just laying down there like, I don't want to move. Charles, come. No, not happening.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to create on Friday at least one online class. I'm going to do a 7-week chakra course on the chakras and the aura. There's going to be an online workbook. It's going to be interactive, which is going to be super fun. At least I think it's going to be interactive. Yeah, it'll be interactive. And then I'm also working on the healer energy medicine online course right now too. And it's really fun. I'm very inspired by that.
And we're inspired by you.
Oh, and we're inspired by you too, Benny. Very much so. And Courtney, but you know, Courtney can't answer the phone right now.
Right.
Yeah, we were both talking yesterday about how we can't wait to get back into the studio.
I know.
Any word yet about maybe when phase 2 happens?
So starting this last Monday, it is all masks must be worn around the building, so to speak. So once you're in like the room or at your desk, you can take them off. So
okay.
Once you're in here, it's just that extra protection. So
right. I like that. I think we're going to be wearing masks for a couple of years, actually.
Wow, a couple of years.
I do.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, because you know, unless we get a cure or a vaccine, which we don't have those.
That 18 months or whatever they said, yeah.
Right. We have a prevalent virus, and now children are being affected, unfortunately. Sure. So yeah, I think we're going to be wearing masks for a couple of years. That's what I think. Those who wish to, anyway.
All right, coming back in. Here we go.
You don't even know. I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap.
Okay, missing the disco. We got to get out there. Come on, let's go.
Oh, okay, well, that'll be on the next break. I got you for that one.
Yeah. No, I love that song. That was great. Thank you.
Okay. Cool. Well, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Marie Manuchehri Show. 877-825-8828 is the number. We'll go right to our next caller, and it's Marga calling from the Charlottesville, Virginia area. Hi, Marga.
Hi. How are you doing?
Hi, Marga. We're great, thank you. How are you?
I am a little unsettled, and that's why I'm calling.
Okay, so what's wrong?
Yeah, so I was doing well with the COVID and everything, but my neighbor below me in my apartment building was extremely disruptive and abusive.
Really?
Yeah, below me. And so I reported it to the landlord. They gave him a warning, but he assumed it was me that reported it. And so now he's being directing anger and energy towards me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's no fun,
Yeah.
right? Do you live alone?
I do. And so I decided to move. So I'm working on getting out of my contract because I just don't really want to be around that.
Do you like where you live?
I do.
Yeah, it's cute. I love your place. It's really cute. I mean,
cute.
It gets bright light, has modern finishes. I really like it. It's so nice. So I think it's fine to investigate, you know, changing your contract, but you know, you have a problem when it comes to confrontation. In other words, you've had moments in your life where people confront you and it hasn't ended well. Would you agree?
Probably, yeah. I'm not really avoiding that kind of energy. Yes.
Right. So this is an opportunity for you to change the circumstances, which really means change your energy. Change your energy. We can't really change other people. We can't expect that other people are going to change for us, but we can change our energy in the process. So I want you to start using some what if questions. What if I'm perfectly safe? Which I actually think you are. This guy, he's probably, not that this is an excuse for his behavior. I mean, now you know, many people, when they are stressed, they revert back to like primitive coping mechanisms. As a nurse, when you work in the hospital, you know that about patients. So when they yell at you or scream at you, which does happen, you don't react because they've, reduced their coping mechanisms to something more childlike. So I want you to start using, what if I'm completely safe? What if I feel loved, adored, and cherished in every area of my life? I want you to use these 2 what if questions every hour. I don't want you to analyze or process the answer. I just want you to speak them out loud or silently. And let's just see what happens, okay?
Okay.
Okay, because I really love your apartment. It's so cute.
I do too. So you feel like I could stay here and shift my own energy.
Well, let's shift your energy regardless, right? Because let's say while you're trying to get out of your contract, you find some other incredible apartment. Wonderful. That's amazing. But we need to change your energy regardless so that this never happens again. That's what needs to happen. Because somehow your energy says, I don't like confrontation. I'm not going to know how to protect myself if you confront me. So have free reign. That's what your energy is saying. And we want it to say something like, I'm sorry you're having a bad day, but it has nothing to do with me. Back off. We want it to say something like that, right?
Gotcha.
How does that sound?
That sounds good to me. I did sign a contract to get out of my lease. So
it's okay. We're not going to, say that one decision is better or worse than the other. We want your energy to change, and then everything will work out perfectly, whatever that is. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Good. I'm glad you called, and I'll send beautiful white light to you too.
Thank you, Marie.
You're welcome. Have a gorgeous day in Virginia, I believe, right?
Yeah, in Charlottesville, Virginia. Thanks, Mark.
I love Charlottesville. Yeah. It's so pretty. It's a beautiful.
You were there not too long ago for some wedding action, right?
I was in North Carolina, but I've been in Virginia for book signings and
that's what it was, right?
Yeah.
You're just so busy. I can't even keep track.
Well, that was a while ago.
It's still so busy. 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. You okay there?
Oh. Yeah, I dropped my pen.
Okay, let's make sure. This is how we work. You're getting everything, the full live
this
scene.
happens.
What is going on?
All the time.
You don't have 30 producers helping you or anything. We're all on our own.
Yeah, right.
So we'll take now Liz calling in from the Connecticut area. Hi, Liz. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thanks, Benny and Marie.
Of course. What can I do for you?
I've been struggling with health for years, and I've been to GI endocrinologists and many naturopaths with no clear diagnosis. In the meantime, my weight continues to increase, affecting both my mental and physical self. And I'm trying to find out what is at the root of all of this.
Well, my dear, you're not going to probably like what I'm going to say. I mean, you will, but you won't. You're going to have to fall madly and deeply in love with yourself, and it's very good that you haven't been diagnosed. That's a good thing, even though people get frustrated with that and they're annoyed that they don't have an official title to what's going on with their body. It actually means that whatever's happening is mostly still energetic, and it hasn't moved into your tissues or your organs in a way that it's going to create a disease that can be identified. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. I think this has a lot to do with your hormones and your cortisol level, your adrenal glands. You typically have been kind of a fight or flight person. Would you agree?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So when you're that type of a person, you're activating the sympathetic aspect of your autonomic system, and after years, it creates havoc with your hormones. And then you start to produce more cortisol levels, not necessarily measured through modern medicine. You don't have a cortisol disease related to your adrenal glands, but from when I look at your energetic system, you have a major leak at your second chakra, which is where the kidneys and the adrenal glands are. So I would recommend taking herbs if you haven't been for your adrenals. And then you're going to have to fall madly in love with yourself, no matter what. No matter what. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's bigger than the biggest hug you can offer.
Hard things to do.
It's true. It's
right.
true. I love what Benny just said. Loving yourself is bigger than the biggest hug you could ever offer. I was talking about this with my vibrational coaching students last night. And one of the ways I described it, because there was discussion about this, not everybody really likes the idea that I think self-love is the answer to everything personally. But if you could imagine the fact that you are an irreplaceable part of creation, God, source, the universe, irreplaceable. And that God, I love that word. I know everybody doesn't, but God loves you so much and sees you as such a massive, perfect, incredible being, fully formed, fully activated. And when you fall in love with yourself, your job is really to rise into the vibration of feeling the way creation feels about you. That's a tall order. That takes a tremendous amount of inner work and inner devotion to loving and cherishing yourself. The most precious love you will ever receive in any form that you exist in is self-love. Okay?
Okay. So, do you have suggestions on how to go about starting that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Do you have kids or pets?
Yes. Teenagers and a cat.
Okay. So teenagers are a little trickier, but as much as you love those kids and your kitty cat, that's how I want you to have an experience about loving yourself. So Charles is like the perfect, remedy for me these days when I'm practicing, which I do every day, multiple times a day, loving myself. I think about Charles. He's always doing something cute. He is really cute, actually. And so I look at him and I just go, oh my God, you're so cute. And then I go to myself, ooh, can I muster up? Can I take the time to have a moment where I feel that way about myself? So that's one of the greatest ways to experience and increase the vibration of self-love.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Everything's going to change in a good way. I promise. I promise.
Okay. Thanks, Marie.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thanks, Liz, for joining us from the Connecticut area. 877-825-8828 is the number for the show. And we'll take now Liz calling in from Virginia. Got a lot of Virginians dialing in us today, so that's good. I know, you're stretching all out to the
guys.
coasters. Yeah, so Lisa, hi.
Hi there. Hi, Marie. Hi, Benny.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Good. Benny, I just want to give you a shout out for doing so much double duty, triple duty. We don't even know what you guys are doing.
Thank you. I'll even get high fives there.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that, Lisa. He really is working hard.
Big heart. Big heart.
I see his hands all over. And thank you, Marie, for still being here for us.
Oh, it's my, I love the radio show so much. I can't imagine never not doing it ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But thank you for everything you just said. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I'm just calling in just because something's a little quirky. I know I've had a quirky year, and believe it or not, it's actually gotten better since. Well, anyway, I'm calling in just I guess a double checkup with my chakras from what you did last time, and then the issue I'm calling about is I'm having a lot of tightness around my chest area.
Interesting. Well, Lisa, I actually know you. We've worked together, and you're a critical care nurse.
Yes.
So, and you're probably working in a hospital these days right now, right?
Yes.
So I can't even imagine the stress and the strain that you're going through. It's already a stressful job to be a critical care nurse already. Mm-hmm. And then now we have this added mystery, challenging virus, so that makes sense to me that you're having some tightness in your chest. Have you cried much? Have you been able to vent? Are you getting enough time off?
I did actually had a week off last week. I can't say it really helped.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very weird because it'll I know it's not like an angina. I don't think it's an angina pain because it stays for hours and
I think this is emotional.
Maybe it was anxiety or
I think
but even anxiety would sort of nothing I'm doing from in my toolkit kind of works. And then if I get lost for hours in landscaping or something, then it kind of magically disappears.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be much rhyme or reason.
I know. I don't think this is medical, but I love that you're a nurse and that if you had a feeling about it, you walk over to a cardiologist at the hospital and he would go, okay, let's do echo or whatever. So I feel great giving you that advice on multiple levels. I think
not medical. Okay.
I don't think so. When I look at your energy,
go to my doctor. Like this started like around the time my dad was having issues, and anytime I noticed I would contact my family or be around my dad, it would get really intense. And so I thought, maybe it was just anxiety, and I kind of cut back from my, just minimizing my contact with my family, but it's kind of persisted, even though,
I think it's a lot of grief and sadness. I mean, you have a really hard job, and even though you're great at it, and your hospital's doing a good job, by the way, that I'm peering into them. I'm like, hey, they're doing a really good job. I'm impressed. But it's just a lot to handle emotionally, and you're not always great at feeling your emotions. So I think there's just a ton going on globally, not just your hospital, your floor, and the patients and the people who are being affected in your county, but around the world, you know exactly what people are going through. And I think that that's a heavy emotional burden to carry. That's what I think.
Oh, okay. So it's more like I'm carrying kind of the grief of the world, or just feeling the global.
Yes. I really feel that. So I want you to be really nice to yourself, put your hand on your heart and say, honey, it's okay. The world will figure this out. Because we will eventually move through this, right? It's not going to last forever. It's not a true zombie invasion kind of thing. I think people have watched too many movies about, forever changing the human race. But just put your heart on your hand and say, honey, I love you and everything's okay. And thank you for caring. And let's go move some more dirt and soil and bark.
Okay, so it's not like my blood pressure's through the roof, or it's just is it sort of anxiety too, or just subconscious?
I'm going to have to say yes. There's an anxiety quality to it, but I think it's a lot of heavy grief. What you're feeling is heaviness. I think it's heavy, and of course, if you ever worry again and you have a symptom that you're like, I trust that you'll walk up to your, cardiologist and have a conversation, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can do besides putting my hand over my heart? Because this is not super conscious. I am somewhat aware, but.
Yeah. I think if you were to a critical care nurse, you wouldn't be having these symptoms, but because you know what everyone is going through in all the hospitals throughout the world, it's heavy on your heart. So putting your hand there and just spend more time outside with nature. That's a good call. Smart choice.
Do my chakras look? I don't want to. Do I look any more open than I did last time? I think you.
Yeah, you actually look great. Your energy looks great. It really does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's another reason why I'm not concerned that it's a medical issue.
Okay. Great. Thank you. You've given me a lot of.
You're welcome. Good. Have a beautiful day, Lisa. And thank you for all the work you do in the world. We all appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it from calling in from the Virginia area. 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We're at our last break of the hour.
Oh my gosh.
I know already. Just moving right through it so quickly. I love it. Be right back with more from Marie. Oh, here. Here's your disco you wanted.
Thank you. Kind of hard to dance in a chair.
No, it's not. Be creative.
Oh, thanks, Benny. That was great. I loved it. Yeah, that was great.
Jody sounded sweet. Calling from Sammamish.
Right? Oh, good. Great. So yeah, here's another what if card, because we have people listening, I forgot, or on YouTube right now. What if my guides communicate in a way that is easily understood by me? And then on some of the cards, I put a second little sentence. Your guides are always communicating and will happily change their form of delivery. Just ask. Aww. And then some artwork on the back from the encaustic.
Is the artwork different on each card?
No, I didn't do that. I kept it all the same. But I did make business cards, and all the business cards have different artwork on it. So that's kind of fun. Yeah. Yeah, they're very pretty. And then we have instructions how to use these what if cards inside the box. A little tight fit, FYI, but we'll be happy to take those out for you before we send them if you want, and put them in a separate container, or you can just be gingerly careful when you open it.
You're like, we'll get a hold of our packaging department and figure that one out.
Yeah, I already tried to work with them. I think we might have to figure something else out. Yeah.
All right, going back
in. And welcome back to the Marie Manuchehri Show. We're live here in very rainy, soaking cushion weather here in Seattle.
Very specific, very specific on that.
I know. So who do we have next on the phone line?
Yes, let's give out the number again, 877-825-8828. You can never give it out enough for the Marie Manuchehri Show, right? Michelle calling in from the LA area. Hi, Michelle.
Hey, hi, everybody.
Hi, Michelle. How are you? And how's LA? You guys are now in home stay process until July or August.
Yes, hopefully just of 2020, but yeah, it's been
right.
Right. Yeah. So I think you're one of the, I think you were the first state to actually go into homestay orders. And now you're the first state to push it out till August. I think the end of August, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, nice to be first.
Yeah. I think obviously your governor knows what he or she is doing. And because I think it's a male governor, right? And so we just appreciate their foresight. And although it's kind of challenging on the economy, we appreciate all the lives we get to save because we stay home. So what can I do for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, in 2017, this summer, I moved here from back east. And then in the spring of 2018, I noticed this little red dot on my temple on the right. And then it slowly started expanding, but it would just stay on the right. And then a year later, it jumped to the left. And now it's left and right, but it's just asymmetrical. And I have no idea what it is. It's just this like redness. And like I've been to dermatologists and doctors, and they just keep giving me creams that don't work. So I really
but here's the good thing: it's not skin cancer. So yay! Yay! So temporal red spots, and it's only in the temporal area, right?
No, not anymore. Now it's on the cheeks and still just
kind of migrated
right
around
temple.
A little bit.
Yeah, and even like my nostrils.
Interesting. So what is your blood type?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. And I was actually going to try to find that out because I did have surgery a few years ago. So I think I can track that down. I don't know.
You can, that's okay. Lots of people don't know. You can order a test from Amazon for $10.
Cheap. Yeah.
They'll send it to your house. You just have to poke your finger like you did in high school if you took a science class.
Or have someone else do it if you're not into that.
Yeah, it's a quick poke. Quick poke.
Right.
I don't know for sure. I think you're an O, but you might be a B because they have similar diets. I'm not positive.
Okay.
But let me just share a few things. If you're a B blood type, and the reason why it's hard for me to read blood types, because as a nurse, you had to be so careful when you hung blood. I mean, someone literally could die quickly if you weren't very careful with the whole process. So I think my energy gets nervous when I try to read blood types for people. But if you're a B, one of the things you shouldn't eat is chicken ever. People who are type B blood types are their energy system, their immune system is highly inflammatory towards chicken. If you're an O blood type, you're not supposed to eat cucumbers, avocados, oranges, trying to think of blackberries, highly inflammatory. Cauliflower, and I love cauliflower pizza because I eat gluten-free, and I do eat it occasionally, but I'm an O, and I can notice the inflammation in my body pretty quickly. So perhaps start, reducing some of those things out of your diet, because I think you're one or the other, and see if you start to notice the redness disappearing.
Okay, and can you, I've eaten chicken all my life.
Take it away.
Something that just suddenly happens?
Sure. So inflammation is one of those things that it can take years, decades, especially if you have a fairly healthy diet. It can take years before you actually feel the inflammation. So yes. Just take the chicken out of your diet immediately.
Wow. Okay.
And then see what happens.
Yeah. Try it.
Yeah, I will. And do you notice any chakra leaks or anything?
Actually, most of your energy, here's a picture for those who are on YouTube. And I wrote an O positive because I'm like, I don't know, O, B, I don't know what you are exactly.
Your chances are pretty good, right? I mean, you got 4 to choose from, right?
Well, she could be an A, who knows, right?
That's true.
So here's your chakra system. It looks gorgeous. You've got tons of energy moving in multiple areas in your body. You have a small to moderate leak in your second, which is pretty common these days because people are not super happy, and that's the chakra of joy, but everything looks gorgeous. It just looks gorgeous.
Oh, nice.
So don't worry. Obviously nothing seriously is going wrong, but it's good to get on top of inflammation and approach it in a healthy way and use your intuition. You're a very intuitive person. What does your intuition tell you?
It did not tell me about chicken, so that's a big surprise. But
and I could be wrong. Remember, I have a little bit of my own resistance when it comes to determining someone's blood type. So, okay.
Great. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And Michelle, real fast, Marie is a big proponent of the Dr. D'Adamo book. If you want to look it up online, it's the Eat Right for Your Blood Type, and it's D'Adamo, DADAMO.com. If you want to check out the website and do a little perusing around, and then of course the test on Amazon. So,
and Benny, I'm so glad you brought that up because we now have a brand new podcast page. We have been, thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Lisa.
Way to go, Courtney. Yeah, Lisa.
Yeah, they worked so hard. And then Carl, the web guy, jumped in the end when he had time to make some final adjustments to our system. But they worked very hard on this. It looks really beautiful. All the podcasts are up now. It's Podbean, but you can get to it from the website if you go to the radio page.
Perfect.
And I've interviewed Dr. D'Adamo. I've interviewed lots of people. And I loved interviewing him. It's one of my favorite experiences. So go to the new podcast page. And thank you for all the listeners who said, could you get a new podcast page, please? Could you get a new podcast? Because ours was really old, at least a decade old.
You gave it a facelift.
It looks gorgeous. So thank you, Courtney and Lisa, for working so hard and diligently on it. It looks beautiful.
Perfect. We'll now take Sharon calling in from the Atlanta area. So, hey, Sharon, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys.
Hi. What can I do for you?
So I am, first of all, real quick, with the last caller, I'm a type O, and I was allergic to chicken for about 6 years. So.
Wow. So,
yeah.
Isn't that interesting? Well, chicken is considered, according to Dr. D'Adamo, for O's, and I'm glad you're bringing this up, Sherry. That's really wise of you. It's a neutral food, so he doesn't consider it highly inflammatory, but he doesn't consider it highly anti-inflammatory. So it is a problematic food. It's because there's foods that actually are anti-inflammatory for O's. Actually, beef, grass-fed beef, is actually an anti-inflammatory food for us. Not bacon, not pig bacon, of course. Even turkey.
No, I'm allergic to bacon. Everything bacon.
Good. Yeah, it's not good for you. It's just not good for O blood types at all. So thank you for saying that. That was very smart of you.
A lot of happy pigs right now.
I know. I only hope so, because pigs are, I mean, I am a meat eater, but pigs are just So cute. I do love cows. I actually have a picture of a cow in my house that a client from Kentucky sent me when she found out how much I love cows. So thank you, Kathleen. That's a gorgeous picture. So Sherry, what can I do for you?
Sharon, actually, I believe, yeah.
Sharon, yeah,
sorry,
Sharon.
Yeah, sorry about
That's
that.
okay. So we have a trip to Orlando, a rental house in late June, and we can't get out of it, so we're just going to go. It has a pool right there in the backyard.
Yeah.
And I was just wanting to know if there's anything you think I could do to boost my immune system or protect it while I'm there and whatnot.
Yeah, so they're saying zinc, vitamin D, elderberry. Wear your mask, of course. Do you have N95 masks?
Yeah.
Great. Good. So you can wear those on the airplane. Hopefully your family can all sit together and have some sort of.
You're driving.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
I'm not even slightly worried. Yes.
Still bring them though.
Yeah, of course. Take those N95 masks because wherever you go in public, and Florida isn't like the state that's like super great at social distancing. It's one of the states, right? Where they're going,
a little more relaxed.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. So yeah, that's great. I think you should. You're going to have super fun, have a wonderful time, have a great time on your vacation. Good idea about driving. That's a really great idea to drive to a vacation spot. I hadn't even thought about that. You're very smart.
Oh, thank you. Okay, good. That's all I wanted to know. I just wanted to make sure that it was going to go okay.
Yeah, good job. Great. Lovely. Have fun. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks, Sharon, for joining us in the show today. 877-825-8828 is the number. Yeah.
And I wanted to say another thing. If you go to the podcast page, could you please like it, especially if you've been listening to the show for a long time. And when you listen to it now, we're going to be able to see how many people listen because we didn't have that capability on our old podcast page. So thank you so much for liking it and for listening. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
It logs the clicks.
It logs those clicks because even the radio show that Benny and I, are a part of, well, Benny works for them actually. They don't have the best avenue to really know how many people are actually listening. I mean, we are in the high number range in the morning. I think they think about 20,000 people listen to the radio show in the morning. But
give or take.
Still.
Sounds good. Just a couple of minutes left in the show. We'll take, I think, one more caller, maybe two, but for one for right now. We'll take Jenny calling in from the Bay Area. Hi, Jenny. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I love your show. I listen every week. And I have a really big question. I had gone to a free psychic fair back in February. And when I raised my hand to get a free reading, they said, you have to ask a question. And I said, I didn't know. But I said, well, how can I become more attracted to my husband? And I was shocked when they said, you need to leave your husband. He's in the second chakra, you're in your crown chakra, and you're going to get sick if you stay with him. And I just was so shocked, and I've been so scared ever since because living with this torture of feeling like I'm supposed to leave him, and that I just wondered if you have any idea if there's a chance things can change and how to live with this knowing while I'm, getting ready to do what I think I probably am. I feel like my soul needs to do this to be all, independent, but it feels scary and torturous to live with this right now.
Well, first of all, please don't listen to anything that doesn't resonate with you. Even if I say something that doesn't resonate with you, just leave it alone. Only take the things that resonate with you. And I don't think anyone should leave a relationship unless it sounds like fun. Even our person in Hawaii, I know she's excited to leave, even though it's stressful and she doesn't want to, and she's trying to get him to be happy. I don't think you should leave your marriage right now. I really don't. I want you to do it when you feel excited to do it, if you do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that feels good because it's, like I say, it's been torturous to live every day feeling like I'm supposed to do this someday, but I don't want to.
And I don't do it unless you want to.
Yeah.
When I left my marriage, I was so excited and happy. I can't even tell you. In fact, I had a therapist, of course. And she asked me to stop smiling so much when I was around the kids because, they weren't happy and they weren't having a good time.
A permagrin, permagrin.
Yeah, I had I was so happy. She was just tone it down a little bit, just tone it down. And I do believe if I'd stayed in the marriage, I would have gotten sick, but I was starting to have some health issues that are kind of prominent in my family of origin. And so that did help me to leave, but that's not what's happening to you. So only leave if it makes you happy. and
So
excited.
do you feel like there's a chance that I can improve things and stay with my husband and that I don't have to leave?
I just think you should just enjoy yourself and have fun and don't think about this and don't worry about this. It wasn't on your radar before. And I think it's very complicated. I would recommend a private session with me because there's other things to talk about and we don't have the time on the radio show. If you want to, don't feel obligated in any way. Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you. It's very helpful.
Welcome.
Gives me some relief. I love you.
Good. Oh, thank you for listening.
Good luck, for sure.
Thank you. And we thank everyone for listening to the show and liking the podcast page and listening to all those podcasts, even if you have to listen to them again so we can get some numbers going. No, I'm just kidding.
Boost those numbers. Come on, you can do it. That's fine.
Yeah. Thank you, Benny. It's always a joy to work with you. Joyful blessings, everyone. Have a beautiful, soggy day, at least in the Northwest. Bye-bye.
Yay! Nice job.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.